Well, hello and welcome back to Gmodism. It's your Admiral Gmodism. We're here from the Army of Gmodism to continue to conduct the Bomber Challenge. We have some runner-ups. Next up will be Sean Reed's 4th submission. But before that, I will just give a huge thank to all of you in the Army of Gmodism who have joined here, the lower ranks and submitted vehicles. And of course also to our commissioned officers who are supporting the channel every month. Huge thanks to all of you cadets, but you'll know the tiers we only name from lieutenants. So I will now name all the members of the commissioned officers. Super thanks to Super Dave, Admiral Super Dave, Captain Y, Commander Jacob, Lieutenants Asteria, C2 Cravey, powered by Greed, Tyler Russ and Vincent Veritas. Thanks a lot, and we will be getting into the Bomber Challenge itself. As you can see here, we have a lot of contestants. We have moved down to this, Sean Reed's 4th submission, the FB Sunspot, which will be the next one we'll try out in this little challenge. So let's go. We have this little nice bomb biplane design with missiles and stuff, and it just chills here in the water surface. It seems that its mode of idling is just sitting in the water, so that's the position from where it will indeed start. So we're going to spawn in our Claymore and see what happens. It easily gets out of the water, very beautiful, nice cost saving, or what is it? Saving a lot of materials per minute. We're firing missiles and we're moving away. Okay, we're diving down now again. No, it changed its mind. I don't think those crams have any chance to hit it. We're diving down for another loop. And oh, blast cans activated. Interesting. Don't know if that did much damage or not, but we seem to have scratched the surface of the Claymore indeed. While we are mostly judging the ability to take out the target in this little challenge here, we can clearly see that it's very evasive against those crams. I do not think it's very likely to get hit, no. It's very maneuverable, has some really nice moves in the air here. It seems to have very good air handling. Oh, that was an unlucky. Alright. I guess we're just doing like this. There we go. There you go, buddy. Alright. It just gives a little shower of with those blast guns there. That's pretty cool. Well, that's just, you know, that's just some bad luck. Okay, coming down for another blast. Missiles, some of them miss, some of them hit. I think we have a nice, very stripy little propeller here, don't you think? Alright. Ew, look at that. These landing pads are actually foldable, folds in and folds out when it's and that's because it needs to be able to stand on land in standby. That makes a lot of sense. As we can see, it's dealing some damage. It is taking it out bit by bit. It seems to have a pretty decent damage dealing capability. Those blast guns are not a joke. They actually do some good damage. Now it goes a little close to the target, which is a tiny bit dangerous, but it hasn't crashed yet, so that's something. Oh, another little shower there. I think they have a good chance of actually dealing good damage to a larger potential targets. Well, I think we're gonna respawn this battle here just to see if we get the same or different results. There we go again. Battle is restarted. It's idling here a little bit, chilling around. And we have a target. Alright, flying straight towards the Claymore. Steady course. Climbing altitude. Missiles are going away. We're going down for a closer. And we did not decide to shoot the blast guns this time. I wonder if this laser targeter sees. I guess it does, but it's very crammed in there. Probably works nice. There we go, blast guns going on there. Actually, we can probably see here too. Tracking. Yeah, it can see through here. But some of the time it doesn't see through very well. Just wanna see here when if it actually gets it into view when targeting. I think it has other detection too, of course it has, because this is only a laser targeter. Seems that this laser targeter a lot of the time does not see, and I do suspect that's because the propeller blade is right in front of it too. So it has very rare chances when it actually has visibility. There we go. Aerodynamic missile heads there. There we go. Whoa. It goes real close, and I think that can be a great strategy a lot of the time. This time, when we are facing an equally sized target, it seems to be a little bit difficult to deal a lot of the damage, since some of the missiles hit and some miss, and the blast guns do work better at an area. But all in all, I think it seems to be providing some decent damage here. So I think I'll know how to grade this thing. So pretty cool. We shall now be moving on to the next battle, or the next bomber that you have submitted, which is W, because it's triple U, because it's you in terms of it's you, Sean Reeds. It's your second submission that's popping in next, and it's also the second submission I said. So yeah, let's get and see that. Popping in here, we have the Jin. It's called Jin, right? And it is a type of bomber thing. It's definitely another of the sorcerers. It also has a beautiful little fire plume going on here. So we're just gonna see where it goes. Oh, it's going high up in the air. Not a chance this thing is getting hit by anything, right? We're going pretty high. What's our altitude? I'm not sure if we see that. 650. All right. All right. And there it is. Oh. There we can see missiles popping down here. They have magnets. All right. With... Do they have thumper heads, or do they have... I'm not sure actually. Or if it's heat heads. Very interesting. I don't see any heat damage, but I guess we're gonna slow down time for the next blast. It's literally just sitting up there and shooting down them. Seems to be dealing some pretty efficient damage. Okay. They seem to be explosive, right? Somehow they seem to not deal a lot of damage though. That's why I thought there were maybe heat ones. Interesting. So they seem to be not guided above... whoops. They're going with the back towards the targets first there too. It's a very interesting choice. And it is slowly eating away at the health indeed. It's definitely a bomber. That's for sure. Hopping in there. Bam. But it seems it has some problem getting through the armor here too. Like, the claymore is damaged, yes. It's damaged by 7%. This is true. But I haven't seen much fatal damage dealt to it, have we? It doesn't, of course, see the target, so it can't do much. And it is having problem with its flotation, that's true. But generally on the hull and such, it's pretty unscathed. I mean, it has received damage, yes. It's just, I do feel that Sean Reed's 4th submission were able to deal a little bit more punch. Because even though this is a bit damaged and stuff, it also feels like the claymore is pretty much battle ready. And you can see they pop in there. And this is like the what volley? A lot of volleys have popped in here, and the bottom is not really hurt yet. So we're gonna move on and restart this battle, and we're gonna see if we get any different results. Here you can see, by the way, it's just chilling here in the water. This is pretty funny. Claymore gets spawned. And it just goes up in the air like that. Trying to reach a nice position. Man, these are a lot of particles. It's like producing a tail, a big tail in a particle tail. And there, the friends pop down. Now, oh, there it is. I wonder if they were a little bit too far away to reach. Yeah, they were. Now these drops pop in here. Whoa, magnets. Ooh. Some pretty good hits there, I believe. No? Well, I do think it seems that it is its weaponry capabilities, and this is the way it deals damage, and I think I have enough material to assess where on the scale this will be. I do like that a lot of the shells come in underneath, but I do suspect that perhaps having the magnet in the front so that they would face the front and having them be shaped charges could have possibly dealt more damage. In any case, we are going to move on to the next submission, which is Sean Reed's last submission, the third one. And it's the Aspirant helicopter, this beautiful little drone thing. Army of Gmodism helicopter going on right there. It even has shields and it sits here in standby. Now I would say that it's probably good to have shields being disabled when it's standby. Oh, interesting. Well, in any case, I don't know if it goes into patrol mode now. Now we spawned an enemy, so we're gonna see what happens here. I think we're having some evasive maneuvers here, going up and down. Ooh, look at that. Oh, delayed. Oh, this bomb is so beautiful. Look at that. Bam. That dealt some damage. That's some proper damage. I do think this helicopter has very beautiful bombs going on for it. Or missiles, I mean. Laser guided ones. It's probably also very hard to hit. Now this missile just went off into the distance. And this one hits. Well, it's definitely dealing damage, shooing away on it, and this one relies on dealing surface damage mostly. It does feel like the evasive maneuvers makes it so that the laser have a problem hitting, which sometimes causes the missiles to completely miss the mark, which does decrease its final combat performance abilities. The defensive maneuvers seem to possibly make it a bit harder for the what is it called? Shard gun. The shard gun sniper to hit a target, but the missiles that do pop in tend to deal some proper damage. I do think the shotgun hits from time to time. That's true. I think this is the case with the biplane. It would have an easier time if the target was a tiny bit larger. Now this doesn't have fuel, does it? More missiles popping in there. And they are indeed dealing good damage to the surface of the ship here. We can see that some of the crams here are indeed taken out. So it's definitely able to deal damage, but it does so in a slow... Yeah, for this particular setup, I think it's difficult with these evasive maneuvers, as we do rely on a stable flight to be able to provide a target for the missiles. Also, the shard gun does miss a lot of the time because of those evasive maneuvers. We're gonna restart this battle and see if we get any different results. Here we have it again. I think it seems to be chilling here a little bit. Or does it go into patrol mode? Patrol. I think it just chills. No, it decided to go into patrol mode. It seems to be floating a little bit here, like up and down, not spending too much resources. If you didn't know that, it's easier to fly at lower levels with the propellers in from the depth, just like real life. And it's easier to gain lift too with the wings, I believe. Something with the air thickness is calculated, I believe. Okay. Well, the crams don't have a chance of hitting this. Missiles popping in there. The missiles, I do have to say, look absolutely stunning when they pop down and drop down here. The model for these missiles are very beautiful. Look at this thing. It's a little artwork. Bam. That's a very successful hit. Well, we can see it's definitely showing up the Claymore. We do know that it will be able to take it out, dealing some damage. I do think I do know how fast and how good it deals the damage, so I have enough to write down the points for the Aspirant. Very nice indeed. We will now be moving on to the next ship. I mean, not ship. It's a bomber. And if you don't know how to join the Army of Gmodism, go to our Discord, go into bot interaction channel, search, find a bot assignment, self-role assignment thing, and assign yourself the role Matros 3rd class, and then you'll get enlisted in the Army of Gmodism. Isn't that quite nice? Or you can of course also become a commissioned officers, and you get access to the AoG channel too. And for some stuff like this challenge, we do have the requirement of being a member in the Army of Gmodism to be able to send in it like bombers for this challenge, for example, because it's about finding our new bomber that we will be using in the Nether campaign. We're going to use the winner of this will absolutely be used in the playthrough, since my bombers are outdated. They're really sad. One is called Vertrika, and it is on Steam Workshop, but it's an old cram bomber. It's not good anymore. But in any case, that's how it is. So if you don't know, you can just self-assign yourself Matros 3rd class, and you're in the Army of Gmodism. So let's get back to testing, and it's gonna be shotgun submission now. Shotgun's first submission, to be exact. So it's pretty quick like this. It's not standing by, it's flying around like this and being, yeah, well, just having a good time flying around here, looking very splendid with these VTOL-like design. Very modern indeed. We're of course going to send in the Claymore here. And we're gonna see what happens. So we got some missiles here. Oh, 4 fins! Man, this thing is maneuverable, okay. I would have been very shocked if it was to miss. And it has frag going on there, so it deals some damage. Not getting hit there. Diving in there. Now I locked onto the wrong thing. Excuse me. That thing missed, it seemed like. We do have magnetized bombs. And they are, no, yes. They're just dropping them all the time, I believe. No? Okay, I think they have magnet activation. They are magnets. They're very slow magnets, however, so I think they'll deal damage to some bigger targets, but not the Claymore. It seems to miss too often. Dropping down 2 missiles there. Oh, it received some damage here. I don't know if it inflicted it itself. We're going to assume it got damaged, so we're going to just repair that a little bit quickly. Here we can see on the sides. Oh no. I realized we need to rerun this test because I was accidentally sitting in the cockpit and messing things up. Look at that, it has a cockpit. It's pretty cool. A little canopy thing there. So yeah, ignore the previous results. We will now be getting back, and I will make sure to not use, try to use any of the weapons. There we go, we're machine gunning right away there. Those hit greatly. We'll need to quickly do a field repair. Are you killing me? There we go. We're machine gunning here too. These are dropping down. might be going in close. Oh, and there we have a little radar tracker. Ain't that very cute? And these are getting in real close. Look at that. Damage is being dealt. Now I'm wondering if I need to stay and watch this thing here, see if we're accidentally dealing damage to ourselves, or if it's just getting hit from time to time. Interesting. We're of course not really measuring if it is damaged by the enemy, but if it damages itself, we'll need to take note of that. And that's the reason why we haven't turned on God mode for them, because I want to see if they shoot themselves. It's a pretty common issue with from the depth crafts, so that's absolutely something that has to be tested. Very sleek maneuvers here. This thing is pretty quick. 129 meters per second. It's very cool. And I do think we're providing some decent damage. The claymore is dropped down by 10%. Alright. We have a lot of heavy armor on the base here too, it seems. Here we go. These are dropping down here, getting activated, and ooh, yes. That's dealing some pretty nice damage. Again, I do think we have a design that would deal better results against the larger, softer target. But thanks to the frag, we're still able to deal pretty decent damage against the hull of this thing here. We're going to restart this battle, and we're going to see if we get any different results, or if we do understand its way and capability of dealing damage to this particular target here. Before I confuse anyone, I just realized that shotgun has this is shotgun's only submission. I just, when I glanced at my paper, Scuvimation and shotgun's names looked almost the same. But that's of course not the case. So this is the dart, if I didn't say that. The dart. Shotgun's dart. Whoops. There we go. And we have some pretty decent balloons here to help us get out of the water if we ever crash here. Now I saw them working a little bit more before, so let's see here. Oh no, well that's just unlucky. Come on. I think we need to help it here because the balloons don't activate if we, you know, unfair. Alright. Dropping down these, missiles popping in here. Alright. Well, I do think I've collected enough materials to know how much the dart is able to deal damage. So that's really nice. We are definitely dealing damage towards the target. We have multiple ways of dealing damage, and we don't miss a lot of the time. So really nice. We're now going to move on to not shotgun, but Scuvimation's first submission. This is the Tri-Val. That's not the Narval, but the Tri-Val, because it has 3 horns. And I do believe it's a diff gunner. Looks very... We got some EMP protected parts there, that's really nice. Some really beautifully designed missiles. And well, I do believe that we're gonna deal some damage here. So let's spawn the Claymore and check our results. Look at those beautiful missiles fly. These are definitely one of our lineup's most beautiful missiles. Look at those. And the damage they dealt was really lackluster. Maybe it was it perhaps shaped charges? Because the damage they dealt to the surface was laughable at best. Okay, we're gonna catch that again. Oh my god, was that a cram? Wow, what is the Tri-Val packing, I wonder? Oh yes, it's a cram. It is a cram bomb. That's very cool. We got diff guns too. Cram bombs. Machine guns. We have an array of weapons on this thing. The Tri-Val delivers a lot of different weapons. Seems that we fire here. So we are going to slow down time to the slowest. And just see what happens here. What? No, that is explosive and frag. Interesting. They just seem to be a little bit weak. Now, the cram bomb seems to have a little bit hard hitting targets. Because it's pretty small, I do believe that, like a lot of the bombers, it would have an easier time if it was a larger target. There we get a really good hit with a bomb. Alright. It feels like it's pretty slow, 60 meters per second. But it's also really large, so it feels like that a lot easier then. Did those deal good damage, perhaps? Interesting. We're gonna see those missiles that come from the top. When we first saw them come in there, they seemed to not deal a whole lot of damage. Oh, this must be a really good hit. Well, we're definitely shedding some parts here. Well, it keeps coming in and harassing the target. Yes, indeed. I do believe that the Claymore is down to 73%. So it's definitely eating away here. Alright, popping in there. Missiles pops in. They deal some damage, but the top VLMs don't just they don't deal a lot. The cram does, however, pack some punch. I think we are going to restart this battle and see if we get any different results, just so we can gauge it properly. Round 2. The missiles are popping in here, looking splendid. Not packing an enormous punch. Well, that did some decent damage to the wheel, however. Look like they did better damage this time. We even have some weapon computers and stuff going on there. Oh. Wow. No? I almost thought it was AI dead. No, it's still alive. Those guns seems to be doing some good damage too. Cram bomb is missing. The machine gun's providing some steady damage at least. Goes in for another attack. It's hard to find the right balance between how far it will go away and not, because if it goes further away, it will have more time to aim and shoot its guns, which is of course very valuable. But if it goes too far away, it will deal valuable time dealing damage and have more time being taken out by countermeasures and stuff. Here we go. Well, it does deal decent damage. I do think the Tri-Val would be a very competent bomber in a larger group. I think a group of them will deal very good multiple type damage, providing they don't collide. That should be able to take out larger targets well, especially with that cram bomb, which does pack a punch but miss a lot at a time. So with that said, I do think that we are able to judge the Tri-Val's combat performance here. We're gonna write that down here. And that will be all for this particular episode, I believe. It was really cool seeing some more of the bombers in action against our enemies, the Onyx Watch Claymore. To see it gotten some torn up a little bit there, so we do understand what type of bombers we have in our arsenal, to be able to see which one will be dealing the best type of damage to multiple targets. This is of course only sea targets. We are going to test out many different types of targets, submarine, land targets, and we're gonna check some other metrics like efficiency and stuff like that. In any case, this is your Lord High Admiral Gmodism in the Army of Gmodism. I do hope you have enjoyed watching this testing session for the bomber submissions. Next episode, we will try the last batch of your submissions that are up for consideration to get permanently written in the second chapter of Frontier Fleet that we will conquer the Nether with. As you obviously can hear, I cannot speak today, so with that said, I will only say dismissed. See you next time.